Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another HD cast, and today I'm going to be casting a game between WhiteRa and the so-called new famous person, Masq, and of course this was due to popular demand. A lot of people obviously enjoyed the Masq versus WhiteRa games, and so he is going to be back here for another broadcast, and it is going to be against the respectable WhiteRa here, who has spawned as the red Protoss down at the bottom left-hand corner of Kulos Ravine, and Masq is going to be playing, of course, as Terran. And since that broadcast that I did with WhiteRa, I did learn a little bit more about Masq. Apparently, he's quite the good Terran player, doesn't compete in too many tournaments because, as you guys know, it is very difficult to get out into a lot of the tournaments right now because they're all invitationals, and so he does have to compete in the open public tournaments, and so not as much fame to be had there. But according to him, he did play against Huck and lost 1-2. And Huck, of course, is one of the top tier premier Protoss players currently in the world, and that's another player that I don't think I've casted too many games of, but hopefully we'll be looking forward to cast a couple of his games in the near future as well. So, WhiteRa doesn't need any introduction, obviously one of the top Ukraine players, and we've casted several games of him before, but the new Fandangle to be watching out for here is going to be Masq, so I'm going to be excited to see what build he's got cooking up today. And of course, WhiteRa, I think, will most likely go for that Stargate build that he seems to favor so heavily against other Terran players, and he really does like to tuck that Stargate away in the corners of his base. So we'll be on the lookout to see if he decides to go for that build this game or not. And the thing is, I don't think that a Stargate Void Ray build isn't going to be that effective on this map, and the reason why I say that is because look at the travel distance between the two bases. I mean, if a Void Ray should pop out here in the main, it's got such a long distance to travel, and to be quite honest, there's not much to abuse here. It's a very open area, the minerals are tucked away in the corner, so it's difficult for a Void Ray to get here and do actual damage. I can see a Void Ray being a little bit more effective at the natural though if he can abuse this ledge. So but at the same time, a Terran player can make abuse of that ledge as well. One thing we might see WhiteRa go for is possibly Blink Stalkers. I think Blink Stalkers are a great alternative on this map, and look at that, he is going to be throwing down a second gateway, so he is not rushing towards that Void Ray technology. So we may very well be seeing Blink Stalkers. I like Blink Stalkers because, as mentioned so many times, there are three entrances in this map to your base. One here, which you can kind of abuse the bushes as well, and then the backdoor rocks right here straight into the main. Not a good map for a Terran player to go fast expand on, but looks like Masq is going to fast expand anyways, but it looks like he's going to try to expand to this high ground right here, which is arguably far safer than trying to expand out here. So I think he should be safe. He's already working down those rocks. And a 1 racks fast expand build, he's going to throw down 3 more barracks, and there we go, 2 more going down right now. And we should see him throw down another barracks or possibly straight up factory right away as well. So we'll keep an eye on that, as Masq looking like he's going to gear up towards an economic game here. Meanwhile, WhiteRa starting the tuck away of the pylons, and he is going to tuck his Twilight Council into the corner. We've seen him do this before, and very likely we're going to be seeing him go for 3-gate Blink Stalkers. He should throw down a 3rd gateway relatively soon. His first Stalker is starting to waltz across the map here. Waltz, you guys like that? It's not skipping or walking, it's waltzing across the map here towards the Terran natural, and it looks like Masq is going to be going for a fast expand right into the open and exposed area. I'm not quite sure I agree with this. I think he would have been far better off expanding here towards the rocks where he can control that watchtower, but he is going to decide to expand here, and Masq is going to bunker up, and he does have, let's see, he has 3 barracks currently up, 4 barracks, excuse me, so yeah, he is going to be playing quite standard. And I've seen LZ Gamer go for this 1 racks FE build many a time, and he actually lost, or came very close to losing, when the Protoss player went for Masq Stalkers. So let's see, WhiteRa here going for a 4th gateway, and the blink is on the way. So it looks like WhiteRa is going to be going for 4-gate Blink Stalkers, and the scan goes down, but it doesn't look like it doesn't look like Masq is going to know what's up currently at this point. There is a proxy pylon on the map, and the reason why I say that is because Masq does not see this Twilight Council, so for all he knows, it could be just a standard 4-gate attack. But we'll see if he's going to be able to detect this. Now, he does not have control of this watchtower, and the blink research is nearly done. So once these stalkers... Oh, there comes the SCV for Masq. Great scouting right there. Great insight into the metagame right now, and he sees those stalkers, so he knows what to expect. More stalkers being morphed in right here, and we're about to see some action in the next couple of minutes. And notice how Masq is transitioning straight into Marauders, as well as some Marines. I really think Marines are the way to go. He's not getting any upgrades, though, to deal with the stalkers. And here we go. WhiteRa gonna walk in here and just gonna test his front door, but there is a bunker up. I feel like WhiteRa could make use of this blink, walk right here, and then blink straight over here and try to get around those bunkers, but it looks like he's gonna be determined to break down these backdoor rocks instead. The rocks are at 400 HP, a little bit lower than that, actually, and the rocks are gonna go down to those stalkers. WhiteRa probably, yeah, he's gonna continue morphing in, I'm sure. But here we go, the stalkers coming up to this ledge, and they're gonna start working on this rock right here. But Masq does have vision of these rocks, so he knows very well that they are about to be broken, and so he's unloaded all of his forces from those bunkers, and he's gonna get prepared to hold off this stalker attack. Now, the stalkers do have that extra mobility from the blink, so they can get away from the Marauders' concussive shells. Nice blinking right there from WhiteRa, getting up on the high ground. Not quite sure why he didn't get a couple shots off right there. But WhiteRa is going to fall back and possibly run towards the front door now. He can really abuse the fact that the Terran has to kind of dance around with the lack of mobility, and that's exactly what WhiteRa is going to do. Also researching charge on the production tab. Gonna focus down this bunker. The bunker, oh, so close. 20 HP or even less than that. WhiteRa only one shot away from killing that bunker, and this stalker is actually lagging a little bit behind. He should blink that out, but he does not, and the stalkers here might be getting caught a little bit out of position, but they use that blink to get out of harm's way, and they are going to try to make a run straight for the door, and the door is not elevated up, so the supply depot there not being used to full effectiveness, and WhiteRa gets his blink stalkers inside the Terran main. How much damage is he going to be able to do? His harvester count is lower than the Terran right now, and he's actually allowing himself to lose several of these expensive units, but even though his income may be lower, he is going straight for that gold expansion. So very soon he's going to start to have a massive economic advantage once he starts to rack up some income right there. And saturation, obviously moving his probes on the way right now. Also getting a Templar Archives, no doubt, for Psionic Storm, which is going to help him immensely versus this 4 barracks build, 5 barracks build right now, all with tech labs. And I'm surprised Masq isn't getting any upgrades at all right now for his infantry. There we go, 1 on the way, stim pack. He should be getting concussive as well as shields, and he's going to be throwing down a 6th barracks as well. So as soon as he gets that gas, we should be seeing him pump out some more of those upgrades. Alright, on the other side of the field, we have WhiteRa moving around with these stalkers, and this is the other abuse that you can put on a Terran player who does go for his expansion. You can break down these rocks right here and then position your stalkers or even Colossus on this ledge and start to take out those SCVs. Looks like he is going to exploit these rocks, and so actually the Terran player, when they expand here, they actually have 4 open doors. 1 here, 2 right here at the natural, and then of course the 1 straight into your backdoor base. Not a comfortable position to go for that fast expansion, and so we do have Psionic Storm on the way right now. If he can even get some Templar up here, that would be insane. That would be so good. You guys can see Masq is getting more upgrades for his infantry, combat shields, concussive shells, and stim pack currently on the way. The rocks are about to go down, and likewise, Masq is going to go for his own side of the rocks as well, and the quicker he can break these down, the better, so he can deal with these stalkers on the high ground, but he is not going to be able to, not with WhiteRa on that high ledge, and Masq here needs to fall back, losing several of his stalkers, and now the red waltzers can go to work on this high ground. They have the advantage. They are going to stop all mining right here at the natural, and Masq is not going to be too happy about that. Going to have to be used to burn a comsat to deal with those stalkers. And but the stalkers with that mobility can really get out of harm's way quite easily, and this is an effective harass, not losing any of his stalkers, maybe 1 here or there, but he has stopped all mining and continuing to halt all mining at this natural expansion. Great play from WhiteRa, who is currently starting to saturate up that natural expansion, starting to close out that gap as well. But it looks like Masq is going to be pushing out here with a relatively large army. No upgrades for armor or the weapons, but he does have stim. He does have shield.